Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to stop in and see what it is I'm up to. Headed out to get the G-Brat. Take him home. And there was a question on one of my recent videos about curb shopping or trash picking, dumpster diving. It kind of all, it kind of all blends in together. The question was something to the effect of, is it okay to do it? Well, a lot depends on where you live. I have heard that some areas don't allow it. I've never lived in an area like that. I've never lived in an area that doesn't have curb pickup for the majority of the area. Now, the trailer park I live in doesn't have curb pickup. It all goes into a dumpster. This area we're driving through now all has curb pickup. So, and it's okay to stop and pick up stuff that you see on the side of the road. Like I said, I've never lived in an area where that wasn't possible. Although it is looked down upon by some people. People have more. Some people have more money than others, and getting stuff for free or getting stuff that's used or broken and trying to refurbish it. Some people don't have that mentality, and they look down on it, just because. So, and by doing so, they also look down on those of us who do it, and kind of put a less than nice spin on being, on calling us trash pickers or dumpster divers. But, excuse me. I'm really not concerned about what those kind of people think. I'm just not. I know what happens when I get on the curb. I've been doing this. I think I've mentioned this once before. My earliest recollection is I was out delivering newspapers, and I had a paper boy's bike with the big old basket on the front, and we were still living down in Ortley Beach, which is outside of Seaside Heights in New Jersey. And I found an old wooden toolbox full of tools. Now we're going back 50 some odd years, and they were old tools then. So there were tools in there that were for Model A's, Model T's. But I put that box in the front basket of my bike, and I rode it home. And it was heavy. But it was a treasure. And I was hooked. Of course, my dad did the same thing. My grandfather did the same thing. My mom's father built an entire house out of scraps. Literally, scrap lumber, scrap plumbing supplies, scrap electrical wires. The whole place was put together using scraps. And my dad's dad actually ran the trash collection truck in the area of the island that he lived on, that we lived on, Island Beach State Park, Island Heights, Seaside Park, Seaside Heights. So they would bring stuff home. Over the years, I've gotten some really amazing stuff from the tools. That was just, it barely touched the surface. I've gotten unopened boxes of gold trimmed silverware, like an entire set of 12 in an unopened box, next to an unopened box of cut glass crystal tableware, cups, saucers, plates, Um, that was a really good find. I have found uncut sheets of cash on at least one occasion. We ended up taking that back. That was actually inside of a desk, tucked up, excuse me, underneath the desk when you pulled the drawer out, and it was tucked up underneath the desk above the drawer. And we took it back to where we found the desk and asked about it, and kind of hinted around about it, and we got a little bit of a reward on that. But you never know. And the kids used to joke, that they'd ask mom and dad for something, and within a week or two, we'd find it. Find something that filled the bill well enough that it worked for them. I mean, even something as unusual as a dog feeding station. Sure, you have to be careful. You don't want to be bringing bugs home or putting bugs in your vehicle. Sometimes you see something and you go to grab it and then realize that maybe you shouldn't have. One of those things down here in Florida would be an ice chest. You approach an ice chest on the curb with real trepidation, because there is a lot of chance that somebody had that out on a boat, took it out fishing, and either forgot their catch, forgot their bait, or whatever, did not clean the chest out. And when you open it, the smell will knock you on your tail. Ask me how I know. So the main question is, is trash picking okay, or whatever? As far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's fine. If you're up to it, go for it. There's a lot of gold out there you can find. You have to have your eyes open. You have to stop and look, and you find a lot of trash. And after a while, you start to get used to recognizing what's going to be mainly trash and where you might find some small treasures. And you find a place that somebody's moved out of, and there's no telling what you'll find. Entire tool sets, electrical tools. I've picked up lawnmowers that I've taken home and pulled the cord and they started up. The same thing with like weed eaters and backpack blowers and chainsaws and all that good stuff. So that was a state patrol sitting back there in the woods. Yikes. Luckily I wasn't speeding. Where was I? Smokey got my mind stuttering a little bit. So yeah, you never know what you're going to find. And like I said, sometimes you'll find what you find is trash. Other times what you find can be, can come in handy or can be turned into cash. I have made untold dollars doing it. I used to do it up in New Jersey. Oh, excuse me. I would go out 2 or 3 days a week and find stuff, and then on Saturday and Sunday, take it to the flea market and sell it. And if it didn't sell in a week or two, I'd put it back on the curb. Generally, it sold. And it generally sold for more, way more than what I had invested, when you consider gas, hours spent, and whatnot. And I've done it here in Florida as well, only not so much with the flea markets. With today's, social media, it makes it easy to find something, put it on a place like Marketplace or Craigslist, and sell it. Sell it cheap. If you find a table and chair set, either an indoor dining set or an outdoor lawn furniture type set, they usually go really quick. Sometimes kids' toys will go really quick. Sometimes things you think are going to sell quick actually don't. I showed an exercise machine I picked up the other day, an ab machine. I went online and checked other prices, and I marked mine at about a third. It's had a couple of looks, but no bites. So I'll probably go in later this evening and drop that price down and give it a couple more days. And if it doesn't sell, then I'll put it back where I found it. Well, maybe not where I found it, but I'll take it up and throw it in the dumpster. Somebody else will grab it, even if it's just for scrap metal weight. And quite often I did just that's all I did. I went around and collected just for the scrap metal to take it to the scrap yard, and I could turn a couple of $100 a week just doing the scrap metal. So anyway, that's the question answered, I guess, or I hope. So I appreciate you all watching. I appreciate questions. I hope you enjoy the answer format. And yeah, if your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. Till I see y'all again, I hope you have a fandoculous day. Smudgy, y'all. Bye-bye.